Hey everyone, it's Jeremy from World Possible. It's been a few years, but it's time to update the basic Rachel video, especially with the release of what we're calling Rachel 6 or our Rachel AI version. As you can tell, the form factor, the size and shape hasn't changed much. There's a new heat plate on the back. The actual model number of this device on the back is CMOL 150, but from 2026 on, this will be our Rachel AI device. It is a new motherboard on the inside. It's got beefier Wi-Fi chips for more Wi-Fi connections and faster Wi-Fi service. It's also got our AI features and our data post feature, which has really grown in popularity. So to get through Rachel, first, when on battery, we hold down this button here in the middle for a few seconds until that light turns on. If you're plugged in, which some users are plugged in all the time, that'll turn on real quickly. You just have to tap it. This here is our dust and water resistance cover. It's got a dust rating up to IP61, which is really high dust resistance. This is your power plug, and we've got two Ethernet jacks and two USB ports as well. So as this is booting up, you'll see just this dot power on, and then when the Wi-Fi is ready, the Wi-Fi signal will flash. This device is now running with 8 gigabytes of RAM, which is what enables some of our AI features, as well as 64-bit Ubuntu 24. So up until now, all of our devices have run Ubuntu 16, which actually went end of life quite a few years ago. With Ubuntu 24, you'll notice we've updated all of the software to the latest editions, including things like Kiwix and Calibri, as well as have a whole bunch of new features around AI and content generation directly on the device. So as this is now up and running, I'm going to go ahead and move that out of the way. I'm going to go ahead and focus more on the computer here. If you're used to using Rachel, what you'll see is you connect on the Rachel side. You'll look for the Rachel signal. Obviously, I've got quite a few of them here. There'll be a slower version, the 2.4 gigahertz version, which is backwards compatible with some older machines, as well as just a regular Rachel version, which is quite a bit faster. And so we'll connect to the Rachel version. It'll always take a few seconds to connect because we always have that device kind of looking for internet, which it isn't going to find, but it will connect on its own to the Rachel signal directly over Wi-Fi. And so that'll happen in the next few seconds. And then I'll open my web browser, and it can be any web browser, whether that's Chrome or Firefox or whatever it is that you would like to use. I'll open it in an incognito window to help with any sort of cookies and cache issues. And then open to my other screen, so let me drag that over. We navigate to 192.168.88.1, and for the most part, you'll set that as your home page for your users on their device. And so you can always just bookmark that here, or you can set it as a home page in your browser settings. Right away, you'll notice like a lighter refresh. It is now responsive for use on a tablet, so it will grow and shrink with the size of the screen that you're dealing with in a more substantial way and allow for better access on a variety of devices. The key new feature here is that the way users interacted with content in the past is you didn't really have the opportunity to search holistically. But now with the help of AI, we can do holistic searches in natural language. So how to do addition would be the place that some user might start if they don't know where they're off for self-discovery. And it will search through all of the different content sources and find all of the different resources related to addition. And so what you're seeing here is it's finding a Calibri channel for PhET. It's got understanding algebra, and it'll teach things like 6 plus x equals 8. This is the basics of additions. It's going to find stuff in the Khan Academy, in WikiHow, and you can click these links directly, and it'll teach concepts around addition. And so that one topic, which was before you kind of had to know where to look and how to find it, is now easily found right through all of this search tool, which will take all the different methods of teaching addition. This is similarly useful for how to learn to read, or really any other question that a user might ask. And we have gone ahead and actually created quite a bit more around local content creation and scanning that local content creation as well. So this is going to find fantastic phonics. You know, not all of the links are going to be perfect, but it will do a pretty darn good job of finding the resources that we want to point to. Or I have a fever and my body feels weak. It's going to find all of the health-based resources that we have on the device now itself. And so there's some of these, like this probably doesn't actually apply, and you might get some of that, but you'll also see things in Medline Plus or the Medical Wikipedia, and you can dig into these things too. Whenever there's more than one resource, you click and it'll search just that particular resource, and it'll arrange things so you can see this topic of fever and go through all of the different options related to that particular resource. So, you know, it's not perfect, but it's very, very good. And it's the first time we've really had anything that has enabled us to do holistic searching across Rachel, especially in a natural language. You can see also we've built some things here around filtering content. So if a user is looking for something without using the AI search and they want to learn math, then click the math button and it'll search just for the modules that are related to math or technology and computing, or probably more likely something like health, and it'll pick up our health-based resources. We also have content management features built right into the device. So there's a password admin Rachel +1. This is our new content management portal. So you can upload a module. If you've downloaded a module to a USB stick, you can plug it in and you can upload it, or you can upload a zip file directly to the device. This would be for a USB stick. You can import a module from the USB or export a module to a USB that's plugged into the back of the device. You can also really quickly build a module. So my custom module, this is going to be educational. You can add a logo. Let me see if I have a quick image I can grab. Image project, I don't have one. Let's see, can I go without an image? It wants me to have an image. There we go. New module. And then you can add things like PDFs, text, videos, images, and you can build a module, just a test module. You can add pages to it, save the module, and it'll become available on the homepage of Rachel. So 192.168.88.1. Oh, I've got my filtering on. I'm going to show all modules. And the custom module will be here, and you can click into it and view all of the content that you've created. So a really easy way to create modules directly on the device. As always, you can sync modules straight from our repository. To do that, you'd have to plug this device into internet via the Ethernet cable. So that's something you probably do before you deploy or during a deployment refresh. You can delete your modules, you can rearrange them, you can hide the modules, you can categorize the modules based on those filters I showed you earlier. And you can also create quizzes if you wanted to create quizzing directly on here, maybe pre and post exams for different devices, and then see the quiz results as well. So that's really exciting for a lot of users who've asked for that sort of feature. We have in the device itself a lot of the regular content that you're used to seeing. Turnitin is a place where students can submit assignments and teachers can load up content. Teacher, and then I believe it's still that Rachel +1. Rachel +1. There you go. These are student submitted files that they can grade, and they can also host files here to make them available to all students in the Turnitin module. Beyond Turnitin, of course, there's Calibri, which has user-tracked progress throughout a variety of resources, and this will come with a default admin account with the same Rachel +1 password, and it is preloaded with a bunch of channels related to Khan Academy or learning English or literacy, basic coding, and things like that. And you can always add more to this before you deploy. And then beyond Calibri, we do keep a full copy of Wikipedia, Fantastic Phonics, Moodle is available, some West African exams that we've had a lot of usage for English in, GCF Learn Free, the world map is lovely for searching a city and getting an understanding of where things exist in the world. Typing Tutor is brand new, WikiHow is heavily used. You know, a lot of these resources now, the immediate discovery behind them will likely be through this Ask a Question module. So how do plants grow is going to pull up some of our farming modules and should pull up some of our WikiHow modules. InfoNet, BioVision again, as a farming module. Same with Apropedia, 4 ways to plant a plant. And there's really great resources now that are gathered through this indexed search option. So that's really neat for us. One other thing I want to show you is that for every device, and now I'm going to connect to the internet to show you what this looks like. I'm going to drop off of Rachel and connect to the internet itself. So I'm connecting to the internal signal. That World Possible signal is my Wi-Fi network that is not part of the Rachel. But at datapost.site, your device will have an online profile. And so anyone coming to this Rachel device, they can download from the device itself or from the iPhone App Store or the Android App Store, the Datapost app. When they get close to the device, they will sync with the device. It will put all of the usage data directly onto the device, from the device onto the Android or iPhone. And when they get to the internet, it will offload that data. And so you can see here, we've got a live map of all of the deployments that have been checking in. And we can build teams, so you can watch all of your different Rachel devices and get statistics around how many visitors have come, how many deliveries have been made, and how much data has been used on your Rachel portfolio of devices. And so today is July 13th. We received an upload from a Belize device, so I can check that device. It'll take a second to load, but anytime we get an update, you'll get an email from your device as well that gives you a little summary of what's been happening on your device, how much usage has been going on. This person has actually uploaded a photo with their device, which is really neat. It'll give you a clock to tell you when usage has been happening. This device looks really old, and so the battery's actually died. It's not a perfect example, but you can see they've saved over $10,000 in data usage on this device. You can see which modules are being used the most. And unfortunately, because this battery has died, the clock resets every day. And so all the usage is showing up as one particular day. But you can then send a message to this device and see who's picked up data from this device at what time. This device has obviously been active for a very long time, picking up lots of data. And if you add a picture, your device is also eligible to show up on the World Possible website directly. And so on the World Possible website, that device, you'll see, has actually got its little picture and its note, and it's in Belize, and it came in today. And so as new data gets brought in, it gets featured on our World Possible website, and it's a really neat place to showcase your work. And so right now, the Rachel 6 is available in English in our 1 terabyte model. We're working hard to fundraise for the rest of this to get to the Spanish and other variants of Rachel as well. But that's pretty much what Rachel looks like today here in 2026. It's our hope that this is just a completely simple way to deploy into a rural community that lacks internet access or connectivity. This device will run for about 8 hours on battery. All of the content is stored on the device itself. All of those websites you saw are copies of a website as they once existed at a point in time. They're not live updated. They are only updated by us once a year, one of our partners like Learning Equality or Kiwix, on some infrequent basis. So Wikipedia might be updated every 8 months or so. Then you can either put that on a USB and plug it in, or you can plug this into the internet and update it that way, or you can export from one device to another through some of those management portal options that we had. Again, a lovely device. Will run for about 8 hours on its own. It can support 15 to 20 users over its own internal Wi-Fi. If you need more users over Wi-Fi, there are some options around portable routers. And you can take one of these routers, and it can actually, if you get the correct router, you can plug it into the USB port here and to power it via USB-C. And then you plug the Ethernet cable into the device itself, and you can expand the number of users who can connect because the bottleneck usually is Wi-Fi. You can add one or more of these routers, and they have them powered from Rachel itself too. And that will help you expand the Wi-Fi connectivity to more users if you plan on having larger classrooms or trying to expand the signal. That's a really neat way to do it as well. So that's Rachel 6. It's got the AI search feature. It's fully integrated in Datapost, and it's got a growing content library. Hopefully this is something that is exciting for you as it is for us. We're thrilled to bring it to you, and we look forward to your success with it. Thanks so much.